Tonight we're going to be doing a squat technique video. So in quite a lot of HIIT videos that you're going to see, so high intensity interval training, a lot of them include squats. Squats are a fantastic exercise because they don't just work your legs. You're working your core, you're working all down your posterior chain, okay? You're thinking about posture, you're thinking kind of the whole job lot. So when we're doing squats, we're going to start with our feet shoulder width apart. Okay, so we're going to have an ever so slight out turn on your toes. Your chest is going to stay up, shoulders are going to go back and down. So the first thing we're going to look at when we're doing our squat is the hips. So we start this movement by pushing our hips backwards and then we press them down. So that's what we're going to be doing, okay? And then you're going to be pushing back up. Now the hips need to go backwards, otherwise if they don't, then it's likely the knees will come forwards. Now, if the knees do press forwards, all you're going to get is a load of pain in them. So going from the side position, okay, if we're pushing the hips back, okay, you can see the knee is in line with or slightly behind the toe. That's going to keep all the pressure in your quads, hammies, and then when you stand up, you can squeeze your glutes just that little bit, okay? So the glutes, they are the biggest muscle in your body, and they're the one that kind of get overlooked, okay? But they will help to stabilize the movement as well as powering you back up. So we've got the hips in the right position, okay? Then we're gonna look at the shoulder position, okay, the chest position. So you tend to see some people that get quite closed up, okay? They'll start to close their chest, they'll lose their posture. But it's really, really important to keep the chest elevated, shoulders back and down, and then with your abs, lightly pulling the belly button in towards your spine. So when we're going down, the chest remains up, and then as we squeeze our glutes, it rises more so. So from the side position, the hips go backwards, abs are nice and tight, the chest is up, and then we're pressing. As we get tired, specifically when you're doing HIIT exercises, you tend to then focus more on how many repetitions you can pump out in opposed to what your body's doing. So really, really important that when you get down here, we're not starting to close up with our chest, okay? Not only is that detrimental to how you're breathing, okay, but it's also then going to inhibit the movement. So you want, yet again, feet shoulder width apart, hips going back and down, chest staying up. The last thing we're kind of get, well, there's a couple of things left I want to look at, but firstly, feet. So when we're looking at the feet, the pressure's always down through your heels and it's on the outside of your feet. The reason it's on the outside is to keep your knees tracking in line with your toes, which are already pointing out just that little bit. As soon as the weight comes to the inside, the knees follow suit. That's going to pull not only on the knee, but on the hip, which could then affect your upper back as well. That's the feet kind of now firmly in place. So heels outside. Okay, last thing I want to look at is just the breathing. So this is a really, really important part to make sure that you're getting enough oxygen in and then exhaling the CO2 at the correct time. So yet again, planted the feet. Okay, as we then drop our hips back and down and lower ourselves, we're going to be breathing in through the nose. Okay, so that's that position. Okay, that allows us to fill our lungs with oxygen. As we then push up, okay, and we shorten the muscles and power ourselves up, you're going to exhale out the mouth. So yet again, so in the nose and then out the mouth. So that's just going to ensure, okay, that you can get through the movement comfortably without feeling like you can't get enough oxygen in, or you've got too much CO2, so that you can, kind of work through that. So in a nutshell, guys, that is the way to complete a perfect squat. If you need reference, please do refer back to this, and then you can just apply it to all of the HIIT videos we're going to be doing moving forward. Have a fantastic evening, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye-bye.